Imagine this, it's 2021 and your portfolio has grew to almost $1 million. Your life has literally changed in one bull run. All the things, all the freedom can now be attained. Psst, it's cash out, bro. You made it. Well, that was me. He read this all the way up to 950 grand, then all the way back down to zero. Because he did not understand the most important thing about crypto, and that is the cycles. 4 years to $1 million, completely down the drain. Now, if you understand what we're going to go over today, you're going to have the plan to make this bull run a walk in the park. Now, brother, like I said, if you understand, you can make all the amount of money in the absolute world. This run is going to come, but if you're not careful in the next 1 year today, it can go all the way back down like it happened to me. So what I really want to talk about here is I'll give you the strategy on how I'm going to kill this bull run with that kind of $5 million. But before that, we need to understand this little diagram here. And it's called energy. And what happens is a lot of people, when they're trying to do online businesses, cryptocurrencies, etc., they start going down all this crazy little bit of a function and energy, right? If you want to kill cryptocurrency, along with the points that we're going to go over today, you just have to put all your time and energy in one thing. We do cryptocurrency, we don't do stocks, we don't do other businesses, we just do cryptocurrency. Because I'll tell you a story here, and this is actually crazy to me. Do you know Cristiano Ronaldo? It might sound off topic, but I promise you we'll go back to what I'm talking about. Ronaldinho was probably one of my favourite players. I think he played for Barcelona. These guys are only 5 years apart. Why is Cristiano Ronaldo still playing? And why is Ronaldinho kind of like broke and retired? I've seen he's doing some crypto NFT scams recently. He got a lot of flag for that. He went to jail. And the reason is Ronaldo and Ronaldinho, with Cristiano, he went all in on one thing. He just did football. He did health, he did fitness, and he did training. This is a funny story. You know Ronaldinho? He got caught up with the lifestyle. It's very, very crazy, and we're going to talk about how this is important with cryptocurrency, but he would literally have on his contract, he was allowed to drink 2 nights a week. And he broke that, by the way. I think he went to like 5 or 6. So he was drinking every single night. And it's no wonder why Ronaldinho isn't playing anymore, and Ronaldo is still killing the game at almost 40 years old. And there's no wonder why, Cristiano is so much more richer and successful. You know why? Because he understood the most important thing about anything in life, and it's all in on one thing. Ronaldinho was doing football, he was doing alcohol and drugs, he was drinking, he wasn't pulling up to training, he was just doing some stupid stuff, and that's why they're in their situations today. So how we tie this back into cryptocurrency is we all in on one thing, we make a fuck ton of money in this bull run, and then we can take the energy away. Let's not put the energy there now. Let's put all of our energy and resources in one business model and kill it, and then do what we want, and then we come back in the next 4 years. Now, there's two paths in everybody's crypto journey. You have Pain Island, and you have Pleasure Island. And you might be thinking, Jake, what the F are you smoking? Nothing, just high-cut caffeine, and that's it. But there's a Pain Island, right? The Pain Island is if you're broke, if you're just struggling to pay your bills, if you hate your job and you just hate your circumstance. Pleasure Island is where all the fun thing happens, right? Now, whatever your goals are in this bull run, whatever you want to buy, whatever lifestyle you want to live, because that's the reason, right? You're in cryptocurrency to change your circumstance. As am I, as are any other people. There's billionaires out there that just want to make a fuck ton more money. But most of us are trying to attain a better lifestyle, to set ourselves up, to set our future kids up, to set our wife up. There's a difference between what can happen. In the last bull run, I crossed this bridge to Pleasure Island, but I didn't cash out. So guess what happened? I had to walk back across this bridge to a negative bank balance. So if you're in Pain Island right now, it's fine. We can cross this little bridge to this Pleasure Island and we can have all those things that we want. But if you do not understand what we're going to talk about by killing this bull run, you will stay in Pain Island forever. And it's only going to get worse because I believe, big statement, this bull run is one of the biggest opportunities of our lifetime. This bull run will be one of the best. After this election, I really think we're going to go crazy, especially Q1 2025. And then after that, regulation is going to come in. The gains are not going to be as good. So this is why it's very important for us to make a fuck ton of money so we don't have to chase those returns on these small market caps. And once you understand that and you can set yourself up with a big balance after this run, you will never, ever, ever have to cross this little rocky bridge to Pain Island ever again. Because all you need to do before we get into this is very simple. You work like a rat. You eat shit for a year. No booze, expenses are low, you invest like your life depends on it. I can't tell you how much time and energy I'm putting into cryptocurrency right now. It's unfathomable because I know in the next year, it's all going to be worth it. I seen it in 2021. I played the game, but I just didn't take profit. So I had to cross that bridge all the way back. So I've seen it. I've tasted it. And I promise you, it tastes fucking good. But if you don't understand the cash out process, you're going back to the shit. So you need to lock in and you need to take profits and no greed. So let's talk about Payne Island. I've had all these experiences what we're going to talk about today. And don't get offended if this is you. This is not to offend people. If it does offend you, use that as motivation, because that's the kind of thing that motivated me when I seen this lifestyle that was attainable with making money, cryptocurrency, whatever. So how many people live in a place like this? I'll be honest, I lived in a place, it's kind of like this not too long ago, okay? Not too long ago, I had a property here. And I actually still do. We're selling it at the time of recording. And guess what? This money's all going back in cryptocurrency. So, again, no disrespect. We call this the scheme in Scotland. Shout out if you know what the scheme is, or like a council place is. And if you're living there right now, brother, if that pisses you off, good. Motivation. Get pissed off at me, and that will take you to that pleasure island that we'll talk about in a second. But if you live here right now, not only does it suck, not only is it cold, not only is there so much rubbish on here, it's almost... it's just scary to walk the streets after like 8 p.m, especially in Scotland, especially after dark. It's like there's so much violence and so much crime that goes on in places like this. It's just not safe. So again, if it's not for the Lamborghini, it's to get yourself a better living condition. Again, I'll tie this back in why a living condition is so fucking important to your future. But again, it's also just depressing. You just don't feel good. There's no motivation going to work, coming back when it's dark, and you just pull up to a place like this to eat your McDonald's and just to do it all over again like a little clockwork. We got to get out of this situation. So I would say number one thing for you is once you make a lot of money, if you can change your living situation, it will change your life. If you can get around a safer environment, it'll change your life. Now, again, it's not that all these places are dangerous. Just from my personal experience, a lot of stabbings here in the UK. I guess you and guys in the USA, we call that shootings. We don't really use guns here except maybe London. But the point I'm making is you can change this lifestyle. You can get out this Payne Island and you can cross that bridge to the pleasure island that we'll talk about in a second. Number two, it's kind of like a funny one, but it's dead ass seriously. Farm foods, man. Farm foods for me, I used to shop it here all the time. In fact, my gran used to shop it here for me because I didn't even have enough money. But what I would do is I would go back to this point here and eat shit. I would eat frozen pizzas, £1. Frozen pizzas. And I just wasn't fueling the body. My mind was just fucked because I was eating all this low quality food. So if you're shopping at farm foods right now, it's not a dig, maybe a little bit. But farm foods, it just sucks. Farm foods just sucks. It just sucks to shop. It's just low quality. Everything's frozen. I've never been able to buy anything good in farm foods, and I hope for the rest of my life I never have to shop in farm foods again. God damn it. Your relationship. Relationship's very important because if you've got a nagging wife that's always... I know so many people that wives and their partners are against cryptocurrency. Maybe because they lost money in the last bull run. They're like, Bobby, Jake, why are you investing in cryptocurrency? You failed last time. We should just maybe put this in something safe, like a savings account. We should maybe just put this towards a holiday. And if you've got an arguing spouse that you live constantly in a place like this and you're eating frozen pizzas every day, it compounds. You need people on your side, man. So if this is your situation right now, I need you to either ignore her or to get her chucked. Don't break up your wives and girlfriends because of me. I'm just telling you personally, if she can't come around, it's going to be a very negative energy household, and that is not going to be good for you going forward. If you're driving cars like this, if you've got an old banger right now, you keep living that. That goes back to the point here of eating shit. Eating shit, have your old car. But after this bull run, we need a better car. If we're pulling up to work like this, fine, right now. But for me, I always had a Vauxhall Corsa. It was the most depressing thing ever. There was so much disgusting pizza and McDonald's chips in there, and probably frozen pizzas from farm foods. We need to change our situation, right? Because a bad car is a bad environment. If you have I'm not asking you guys to get Lamborghinis. It's not what I'm interested in. But if you just have a nice new car that's reasonable or secondhand a little bit, it just makes it so much better. So much better. So again, whatever your goals are, let's tick off some of these. So maybe you can't tick off everything after this bull run, depends on your bank balance, but it'd be nice to get a newer car. It'd be nice to start shopping for good food. It'd be nice to move out of the apartment into somewhere better. And again, tie this back to Payne Island. You can cross this bridge and you can have all this with cryptocurrency. Let's keep going down. Next one, holidays. Holidays is for a big one. How many people here want more holidays? Okay, where do you want to go? How much does that cost? Drop it down in the comments below. More holidays, sunshine to the body, especially here. It's so dark in Scotland right now. You don't even understand. I look outside. It's raining. It's cold. I've got the heater on over there. It's a nice apartment, but some people need more holidays. Remember a lot of people get in holidays, they come back and it's like the last day they have that holiday spend. They don't want to go back to Monday morning, going back to their job. They feel like their life's over again for the next 6 to 8 months when they can afford enough money to go on the next holiday. You can change that in cryptocurrency, man. You can have as unlimited holidays if you want. You can have if you do well enough, you can have a holiday beach house and you can just go there wherever you want with your beautiful wife, your beautiful car, your beautiful quality food. It's possible. And if you don't believe it, you're never going to make it. Next one, this one. So one of my biggest motivators and to feel like I made it is, this is people in crypto, this is people in Christmas, right? For me, my biggest motivation was to always get people sick Christmas gifts, right? I could never afford people good gifts. I could never afford to even help myself, let alone help the people I love, family members, girlfriend, anybody. I always wanted to get people sick Christmas gifts, but the kicker was when it wasn't Christmas. So imagine just buying your loved one. It's just, once you make a lot of money, you can buy yourself the nice stuff, the nice watches. But the most joy you get is buying people sick stuff randomly. Spontaneous gifts will make you more happy. If that's donating to a charity, fine. But if you can just get people sick gifts on a random Tuesday, I did this recently. I bought the girlfriend a new apartment. That's where I'm right now. I think I've just doxed myself, but, good luck. In a place here. It's probably one of the sickest places in Glasgow. One of the best places I could find. And I also bought her a Tesla. And this is the kind of reaction. You get this. And you know what this did for me? This was better than the watch. This just was like, oh yeah, that's kind of sick. I'd like to do more of that, right? And if you can do that, it's just going to make you so much more motivation to make a fuck ton more money. So much more motivation. So I urge you guys, when you complete this bull run, treat somebody in your family and just get this experience on their face. It'll change the way you think about money ever again. Very, very important. So that's one of my biggest motivators going forward. And the last thing is probably the most important one, is what I would urge people to do right now. If you hate your job, get out your job. If you like your job and that's sick and you make good money and you're just happy and you like your co-workers, stay in the job. But again, put that extra money in cryptocurrency. But I know a lot of people out there, a lot of fucking people, they goddamn hate their job. And this will drive you for 20, 30, 40 years of just hating your job. This is the most miserable place ever to be. I was probably the most miserable person in my job ever. I absolutely hated my job. I wasn't getting paid enough. My boss was an absolute dickhead. And guess what? You can change it in cryptocurrency. You can absolutely change it. So this is one of the biggest motivators for me along with this one, but this was I needed to sort myself up. You can't sort other people up unless you sort yourself up. So once you sort yourself, you can start working on other things, right? So important. So that's Pain Island. That's all very painful to me. I feel all the emotions. I look at this and I'm like, fuck. And I try and take off as many of these as possible. And it's so, so important. Let's cross over to the beautiful side. This is Pleasure Island. So once you complete this bull run, we get to go to Pleasure Island. What does Pleasure Island look like? Found some random apartments online. Talk about your environment is the most important thing. It's a beautiful apartment here. You know how much money you're going to make? And this is so important. A lot of guys don't understand this. If you wake up to a place like this, you are just going to be motivated to work. You don't need the coffee. You don't need the nicotine. If you just wake up and you're grinding on crypto or your business in a place like this, it's going to sort everything out. The nagging wife you have, she's not going to be nagging anymore if she's just waking up like this. The emotional downfall that you feel like, the crime in the shitty area and the council scheme, you're not going to get it in place like this. You are just going to wake up and you're just going to feel fucking amazing for the rest of your life. So that's the biggest motivator for me, was getting a couple of sick apartments. And your environment is so important. Where you live and where you spend the most of your time is so, so important. And here was one of my places in Park Origin the first time I went to Thailand. And I asked myself, how are you not going to be in a good mood here? So this is Park Origin in Thailand. It's probably one of the sickest places I've ever been in. When I go back to Thailand, I think at the end of this month, I'm staying in another place. I'll show you that in a second. But I'm kind of tempted to go back in here, man, to be honest, because it was just the sickest place I've ever stayed at. It had all the facilities. It had restaurants. It had a movie centre. The gym was fucking fantastic. You would just walk across here. There would be pools everywhere. This was the whole apartment. When I seen this, I was like, no, this can't be possible. And when I went here, it just looked so good, man. Like this would be your apartment you would get. It would just be amazing. I was grinding here like a madman. So imagine those holiday blues 24/7. We talked about the holiday, but imagine being on holiday 24/7. You will make more money. The guys that go on holiday and just sit at a beach, they're kind of fucked, right? Because they're going to run out of money, and I'll talk about that in a second. But caveat is one of the biggest lessons I learned. I got very comfortable when I lived in a place like this, and I kind of fell off the wagon a little bit, right? And comfort will kill you, and you will fall off. So it's very important once you get these new things. You've got to keep the money flowing in. You've got to keep investing. You've got to keep doing other stuff. Because I fell off probably 4 months into this lifestyle. I'm not going to lie. I stopped investing. My YouTube videos got very lazy. And I just started going out, not drinking, but I just started doing some stuff and just being lazy. Okay? And that's not what you want to do. So there's a fine line. You know, we go back to the story about Ronaldinho. He achieved everything. But he stopped the health, he stopped the fitness, and he stopped the training. Cristiano, on the other hand, he was still training. He achieved everything. Okay, but the purpose was more important. So find your purpose, man. Find your purpose. And yeah, you know, we talk about this. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this story. I think this was a guy in my country. He kind of looked, Rangers, so he's probably in Scotland. How many stories does this happen to? You know, when you complete that bull run, you got to be cautious. Just remind yourself. So this guy won the lottery. How many people win the lottery? He won £9.7 million. I think that's $13 million. And he went back to shit in literally 8 years. 8 years is a long time. He probably had a good time. But now he's back at square one, probably on benefits, back in the scheme. This guy didn't have to do anything. 9.7 million, he could have just invested in an S&P 500 and paid himself dividends, probably 2, 3, 4, 5, in fact, 10% a year. 900k, he could have paid himself $1 million every single year, 10% average returns. $1 million a year. He's good. He completed life. He could have just been lazy as fuck on the beach. He got 10% coming in every single year. But guess what? He went back to square one in 8 years. Comfort kills you. Next, eating good food. We get rid of the farm foods. We start eating high quality food. I think this is Marks and Spencer's. One of the best quality foods, I would argue, in the UK. Some people say it's so expensive. It is expensive. Okay, it's a lot more expensive than one pound frozen pizzas. But once you start fueling the body and you fuel your mind, you get a better physique, you'll make more money. You'll be more focused. You'll understand what are the next gems in cryptocurrency. So get that one ticked off. The next one. I forgot to put this. I made this video yesterday. We talk about the nagging wife, the twos. Here's a 2 here. You know, it's funny, right? Remember, I just forgot I put this in this video, but it's very true, right? So the abundance mindset, okay? Remember, it's a YouTube video. Stay focused here, but this is very important. Solid 2s begging for attention. The nagging ones demand it. And that's just fucking rude. If your wife is nagging you right now, like we talked about, you know, I'm not going to say this girl is solid, but you see the difference. I don't even care. It's the abundance mindset. She's asking me where I am, blah, 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 and I'm barely replying. I've not even replied to her since, I don't think. The point is, Jeffrey, abundance mindset. You know, you have girls like this chasing you, want to do anything. Are you free? Are you free? And you got girls like this demanding your attention. It's just about changing it. It's just about completely changing it. Don't give up the girlfriends and the wives. But I promise you, wouldn't you rather have somebody like this on your side that's just begging for your attention than this annoying thing that you come home from work, she's demanding your attention. Cryptocurrency's a scam. Fuck that girl, bro. Fuck that girl. Let's go over to their side. The better car. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a supercar, boys. It just has to be something newish. This is like what is this? I don't even know what this is. A Toyota? I don't know. But it just has to be something that gives yourself, you know, the reason to get out of bed. I don't want to get out of bed and drive this to work with this annoying girlfriend behind me. I don't want to pick up your friends and loved ones in a nice car that doesn't stink like McDonald's wrappers and you got little chips lying about. The seats are disgusting. Okay, this is not an expensive car. You can do this in one altcoin pump easily. And the holiday, big one for people. So just imagine going to 3 or 4 of these a year instead of one holiday to Tenerife for 5 days and you come back on that Ryanair flight. We've all been there. It's nice, but why can't we go on 4 or 5 or 6 a year? Why can't we do that every 2 months? Cryptocurrency can give you that. And just the happiness, you know, just be fucking happy. Once you make a lot of money, you will be happy. But remember, you have to keep working on your purpose. And this was a big one for me. I talk to a lot of people grinding their jobs. For me, I always wanted this laptop lifestyle, to keep putting effort in YouTube videos, to keep grinding away in the private community, to keep investing in cryptocurrency. Such a better environment. You tick off these, man, your life completely changed. And that is the complete difference. The complete difference between Pain Island and Pleasure Island. And again, some of you guys think some of these points are just stupid. Maybe the girl one. But the point is, you can cross this path. And I've been there so many times, but I've been all the way back by just making big mistakes like not taking profits, getting completely wrecked on platforms like Celsius. And in this bull run, I never, ever, ever want to go back to Pain Island. And if I can give you the motivation to get across to Pleasure Island, whatever that is for you, if it's just a nice apartment, if it is just a better job, if it is just a better girlfriend, if it is just a better car, if it is just more holidays, I promise you can do it. But you're not going to do it by sitting there not investing, you know, not taking shit seriously, living above your means if you've got a low income. It's not going to happen. So again, take it as very motivational, whatever you want to do, but this is reality. Your life can drastically change. Some of you guys might think this is BS. I swear on my heart it's not. This is my bank balance in 2022 after the crypto bull run. I lost everything. The money in Celsius. I still had some of the crypto and Trezor in a safe in my scheme house, but my bank balance, because I put everything in cryptocurrency, was a negative. If I didn't have an overdraft, I was in an overdraft here. I was minus £2,184. Okay, I crossed the Pleasure Island, but I had to come back to Pain. And if you've got more than a minus 2,000 bank account right now, if you're at least break even, you're doing better than me. Okay, and it's 2024 right now and I've got a $65,000 watch. Again, it's not a flex. It's just to give you motivation. And here's my bank balance right now. It's not BS. Not true. I had to blank the sort code in the account because you fuckers will probably try and scam me. But the point is, let alone the crypto investment, we're going to fucking kill this next bull run. Your life can completely change. Look, if you don't believe me, minus 2,184. I've still got the overdraft there. So you can see here, I was literally £200 from hitting in negative. No more money. Okay? It's the same overdraft. It's the same account. There's £500,000 there, 750k USD. Your life can completely change. Drastically. Fucking drastically. Here's where I used to live. You know, shout out you guys again, I don't live here, so you can't dox me. But some of you guys might know where this is right now. I used to walk across here, park the car in here, cross here to go to the shitty gym. Okay? Look how dark and miserable it looks. The crime rate is ridiculous. Okay, this is where I live in Thailand. I also used to live in the Park Argent place, but this is the new place we have, Belgrave Residence, where we stay with a couple of guys. It's fucking massive. I just want to work. I just want to invest. I just want to make videos here. It changes your game. Your environment is so important, man. It's just so important. So, most importantly, again, some of this might not be your goals. This is definitely your goal, is get a big fucking bank account. But again, the job, you want to break those chains. Freedom, this is the most important thing. Why else do you invest in cryptocurrency? It's for freedom. You got to get that freedom back. Your job as a man is not to be this. You weren't born to do this. When you went to school, primary school, and the teacher used to ask you, hey, John, what do you want to be when you grow up? You always had these big ambitions, an astronaut, a policeman, to be rich, to be successful. You're 20, 30 years in this thing, it's not working out. So why are all our dreams and fucking goals just being discouraged? Okay, this is what we were when we were 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 year old. This is what we wanted. They didn't set us up for this. Okay, so you have to go and find your own path. And lucky enough, you're in cryptocurrency and you're investing, hopefully. And that can get you there. Because the normal traditional system of the 9-to-5ers, it doesn't fucking work. Because why else would you be investing in cryptocurrency? You wouldn't. So important. So, the lessons. Whew, that was long. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And hopefully that gave you motivation to cross over from pain to pleasure. Okay, however you see it. Number 1, for me, avoid more than 20% in meme coins. A lot of people right now are going fucking crazy in meme coins. And I get it. They have a small bank balance. They have to make it work. But meme coins can be tempting. They're cheap. Honestly, though, they lose most of their values. Stick to stronger coins, and 20% absolute maximum will do you more than fine. Bitcoin, Ethereum, top altcoins, stable. They're going to give you still significant results. Solana, Jupiter, Render, Ajax. There's so many coins out there. Sui dibbled, right? You don't have to go more than 20% in meme coins. Caveat to though, one of our guys just joined our private community, and he, again, don't invest in this. I'm not affiliated with this. I don't hold this coin, but he just joined our community, and we spoke to him last night. He invested in Giga Chad. He's up $1 million. He's up $1 million. I told him to take profits. He said, no, Jake, I'm going for the 10. He's already rich. He's already fucking rich. But again, it just shows you that meme coins 20%. I don't think that was even 20% of his portfolio. He made $1 million off this. So have your flutters. Have your speculative bets. Mine's is Brett. I've got 40, 50k in that one right now. It hasn't made me the million yet, but I hope it will in the next bull run, or I hope I get somewhat close. That's fine. It's less than 20%. But if you're more than 20% in, you're in Giga. What if Giga doesn't play out? You're back to Pain Island forever. There's better examples. Sui, safe coin. Talked about it for ages. It's doubled your money. It's not made you $1 million. But this is still early games, okay? However you want to play it, it's up to you. And again, that's what we talk about here on this little one, is don't chase pumps. You look at Sui right now, price doubled in the last 2-3 weeks. It can be risky to jump in late. You got to be patient. Often, I expect Sui to crash. It might keep going, that's fine. But you have to be looking for opportunities, or those opportunities will never come. Next, my strategy. Bitcoin, Ethereum, main alts, and then we scale out once the bull run really hits. We talk about DCA, simple averaging, buy consistently no matter the price and coins you believe in. And again, we always talk about this, follow the money. Once we get in 2025, Q3, Q4, we'll start to see rollover. You can start to do rotations if you want. Take out profits so heavily because again, blow off tops. You'll be in Pleasure Island, but this will crash so fast. And we do not want you to cross that bridge back to pain. Next, let's keep going. What I'm doing. So this is what I'm not doing. No leverage. I'm not doing any leverage. I'm not trading. There's nothing like that I want to do ever again because I understand that I'm very busy. I want to just DC and it's going to get me there fine. I focus on coins I believe in and then I use DeFi pools on a percentage of them and I avoid gambling because again, what will happen is a lot of newbies will come in and do leverage bets, 100x leverage, and they'll fucking have no money left. They'll leave this bull run with less money than they had to start. And they'll never ever want to be in cryptocurrency again. Cryptocurrency is a scam. It's not a scam. I've seen it change people's lives. It changed my life. But if you're leverage trading on a shitty meme coin, trying to get lucky, it will be a scam for you. Now again, focus on the long-term goal. Whether it's $1,000 or $1 million, you got to have a plan. You stick to it and you don't get distracted by hype. And remember, always take profits. If I had the take and profit strategy, I would have been way further than what I was right now, this current day. But now that I've lived through that pain and regret, hopefully I can inspire you guys with this video. Last thing I will say, if you got any value in this video, share with a friend, give it a like, and also if you want to join our private community, first link in the description. This was motivation for you, how cryptocurrency can get you from pain to pleasure in one bull run. I really hope this helped, brother. Goodbye.